If you don't know how to plan your week, look no further. It's just so weird. Okay. In preparation for this video, I just watched the first video I did of how I plan my week. That was 2 years ago. So awkward, so cringy. I'm gonna look back on these videos and feel equally as cringy, but I'm a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera now, and back then I was just like following a script. I'm like, if you don't know how to plan your week, look no further. It's just so weird. Okay, anyways, so hello. I'm refilming how to plan your week. And here's the thing, it hasn't really changed. I'm gonna tell you basically the same thing, but hopefully just be a little more comfortable about it and less super awkward. So here is how I plan my week, and I'm not saying that you should plan your week exactly the same, because everyone does it different, but this is just how I do it, and I think it's pretty effective, and I think that you should give it a try and see how it works. Here's one thing I do believe in. I really think that you should have a planning routine. So whether you are a weekly planner, a daily planner, or you are just straight up monthly planning, I think you should approach your planning in the same way every single time. That way you have a flow of planning and you don't have to really think about it. You can go into it and you already know, here's what I'm doing first, here's what I'm doing next, here's what I always end with. So you can rearrange the steps however you want. Here's just how I do it, and I think it's pretty effective. So follow along. I'm going to talk on here, and I'm also going to be actively planning my week with you to show you how I do it. So come on, follow along. Choose a time of when you are going to plan. I change every single time, but as you get into planning, you're going to have a natural rhythm of what feels good to you, of when you plan. For me, I would love to plan on Sundays. It doesn't always happen, so a lot of times I end up planning on Monday mornings. Second, I always start my planning off by reflecting. But I think it's really good practice to close out the week before by reflecting on it. That way you can kind of close the book, close the page on that previous week, wrap it in a nice bow, and then you can look forward to your week ahead. In your Sprouted Planner, there is a little grayed out rectangular box on the bottom right-hand side of the page. I intended for that to be your place that you can reflect on the week. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but that's what I designed it for, and that's where I reflect on my week. So now we've picked our best planning time, and we've reflected on the week before. Now we get into planning the week ahead. Step 1, set your intention for the week. In your weekly planner, there is a box just below the date, right here, that I designed specifically for your intentions. Again, unlabeled, you don't have to do it. That's just how I designed it, that's just how I use it. I do think it's important to set your intention for the week. So before you put anything else down on your week, just take a quiet moment to think through a couple prompts. By the end of the week, what do I want to get done? What do I want to have experienced? This week I want to, what's really important for me this week? How do I want my mindset to be this week? So really, intentions is just about doing things on purpose. You thinking ahead about what you want to do or experience instead of just letting it happen to you. Step 2, fill in your schedule. So here's what I do. I plan everything on my monthly spread if it doesn't have to do with the week at hand. So if something pops up during the week, I plan it within that week. But anything that's outside of the week we are on, I put it and plan it on my monthly schedule. So that way, when I'm planning my week, I look back on my monthly spread and I already have down the things that I've committed to. So then I just take it from the monthly spread and I move it onto that week. Number 3, write out your to-dos. In your Sprouted Planner, you have 2 columns of to-dos. That is done on purpose so that if you want to, you can break it out by different categories. So for me, I do a personal and a business category. So when I'm thinking through my to-dos, I think of it that way too. I first do my personal side and then I do the business side. I kind of go through a mini process of this. So first I look back on the previous week, and if there's anything that I didn't do, I draw a little arrow, and then I move it into the week that I'm planning for. So first I move those over, anything I didn't get done. Next, I'm just, again, focusing on the personal side first. And I think through if there's anything top of mind that I want to do that week, I write it down. Next, I go through my personal email and see if there's anything left in there that I want to get done that week. So if there's like training I have to do, or someone I need to get back to, anything, I write it down. Same process with my text messages. If there's anything in there that I need to get done, or I need to reply to, I resist the urge to do it right then and there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I just get it written down. Lastly, I kind of go through my inbox, gosh, this is gonna be embarrassing, y'all, but this is reality. I have an inbox here, or in my office, which is also where I plan. And if it's in here, it means that action needs to be taken. Except for random, it's for wiping your glasses. I don't know. Guys, I can't be a planner and organized too. Can't hold me to these impossible standards. Okay, so once I'm done, I feel that I've sufficiently thought about all the things I need and want to get done that week, and I focus solely on Sprouted Planner. So I kind of go through the same process again. Whatever comes to mind, if there's anything like, oh, I gotta pay Q4 taxes, which I actually need to do that this week, I'll write it down. Then I go through my work email, write down whatever needs to get done. I already went through the pile. If there's anything in there, I write that down. And then I think about what I want to do to move the needle forward, what content I want to create, what I want to get out there, blah, blah, blah. I already use my monthly planner that I have my content written out for. So usually I consult that and then I write it down. So that's the to-dos. Those are the 3 top things for your week of setting the intention, writing in your schedule, and then writing in your to-dos. The 4th thing that I do, and I think is more optional, is meal plan. I go to the grocery store once a week, so that's all I really have capacity for. That's all I really want to do. So I like to plan out my meals and make sure I have everything I need when I go on Fridays. So I wrote a whole blog about meal planning. I will put it in the notes. I'll put it in the show notes. Wait, is this a podcast? What do you say? I'll put it in the video notes. I will put that in the video notes down here. So I plan out my week and I put it down in this little section right here. I just started doing that this year and I love it. Then lastly, I decorate. I don't always do this. It's whether I have time, whether I feel like it. And I am a pretty functional planner, so I keep it very minimal when I do. So I look through some sticker books, I use my mild liners, and I just give it a little flair. And then I'm done planning my week. And then day of, I always have my planner open on my desk. I usually look over everything, and I use the 3 little checklist for that day to write down what I want to get done that day. So it's kind of my top 3 priorities, my top 3 things I want to do. And that is it. That is how I plan my week. Okay. So again, number 1, start planning your week by ending the previous week. Reflect on your week before, close that chapter before you look ahead to next week. Number 2, set your intention for the week. Number 3, write in your schedule. Number 4, write in your to-dos. Number 5, getting into optional land here, plan your meals for the week. Number 6, make it fancy and decorate it if you want. And that's it. Now you have a nice planned week, and that does not guarantee that any of it is gonna go to plan, but it feels good and you got it all out of your mind and put it on paper. So bravo. Okay, now I want to hear from you. If you are a weekly planner or you do some sort of weekly planning, when do you do it? Are you a Friday planner, Sunday, Monday morning, when do you do it? Let me know, comments below. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. Put that down in the da-da-da. Boo-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And if you have any other thoughts about how you plan your week or anything like that, I want to hear it. The people want to know how you plan. So write it. Do it now. Okay? I mean, like this video first, and then write your comments. And then subscribe while you're at it. If you want. I mean, that would be cool. But you don't have to. Because that's the Minnesota nice thing to say. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. And I hope this was helpful. I also wrote a whole blog on planning your week. And like I said, those meal plans. So check those links below. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. Hello there, buckaroos. That was weird. Why you gonna be so rude? Don't you know I'm filming in a tube? And most likely your week will go according to... Shh. So if you set that intention... Okay. When is this going to air? First you take the peanuts and you crush them. You crush them. You crush them, crush them, crush them. Okay.